All right, so basically this is just going to be a real quick video on how to remove a trigger lock. And as a disclaimer, this isn't because so now you can go out and steal guns. Sort of apprehensive to do this video because of that reason. I'm just basically showing criminals how to unlock guns. That's what it seems like. The reason, though, I think it's also important to show this video is because you might end up in the situation I've been in a few times now, where you end up, well, one, losing the key, but I've never had that happen. What has happened to me is I've inherited a gun that'll have a trigger lock on it that there is no key to. And also, like just recently, yesterday, I purchased this firearm at Canadian Tire, and they could not find the key to the trigger lock. So I told them I'll get the trigger lock off, just sell me the gun, and I'll get the trigger lock off when I get home. So I did. Anyhow, I'm going to go into basically a few ways to do this. And normally, yes, it'd be on the gun. When it's on the gun, you got to be very, very careful because you don't want to mess up your trigger because it's in the trigger grouping. So in that case, there's just a few ways. One, if you can get a wire down inside where the this thing acts like a zap strap, basically. It's a barb on these little teeth, and the teeth are on the rod that insert into this piece. And this piece has a little tongue thing that grabs in there, and when you undo the key, it releases that tongue. So then they can slide apart. And that's basically how it works. So first of all is try and find a key that fits. If you have the same model trigger lock and a bunch of them, you might actually already have a key that does work. After a certain amount of manufacturing numbers on these trigger locks, they do actually duplicate the key because there's only so many combinations you can do. If it's a combination lock, another thing is, first of all, try 000. That's factory reset. Maybe possibly the person never made up their own combination. So always try 000. Then if that doesn't work, you might want to try 911. That's a very common combination for trigger locks. And then after that, you might want to go from 000, 001, 002, 003, and work here all the way until you've gone through all the numbers. Yeah, it's a lot of work. Another way is you attack the back end here. And this is where it's on the gun. You got to be careful. You take a hacksaw or a grinder and you cut the bar right off, and you expose all this section. And you stick in a piece of tool and you pry it, and you can pull this off. That's a lot of work, but that's like the brute force way, and you completely damage the lock. The way I got this one off, kind of lucked out, is I jammed in a flathead screwdriver and wiggled it. And as you wiggle, you can apply some pressure on the backside, and it will come apart. As you can see, it is working itself free. And there, it's off. So that's how I got that one off, just by basically rocking a flathead in there like that, and you wiggle it, and you rotate it a little, and you pull on this side at the same time. And if you're careful, you shouldn't damage the gun at all. And potentially this is still usable if you find the key. Potentially, as long as you didn't damage those rockers too much. You might actually loosen up that other keys will now work on it, but these things are a deterrent. They're not to protect your gun, really. They're just to stop kids and you know, the quick grab. That's what it's mainly for. But here you can see the grooves, and then there's that little tongue I was talking about. So if it's in here like so, crushed, pressed in, if you can get a wire in on this side like a zip tie, and you push that in, it'll actually disengage, pull this tongue out, and then you'll have just basically like a pipe you're sliding along when the rod's in there, and it will just pull out. So that's how you remove a trigger lock. Just showed a few ways. The hacksaws are your last resort. I've never had to do the hacksaw personally, but I know it works because, I mean, look at how it's made. It's just there, you cut this off, and then you're exposed to this little tang that's in this little section here. You could also drill it out. There's so many ways, but if you don't need a power tool, it's better because power tools are aggressive and you don't want to damage this. This is only plastic, right? This trigger guard in this case. This is a metal trigger, thank God, but you know. So as you can see, I didn't even mark it. So there you go. Anyhow, yeah. Not going to talk too much about the gun. I just bought it because I liked it. The selling feature of it for me was actually this interesting grain in the wood. I like wood grains. And it's basically an 870 variant. Definitely not an 870. It's made in Turkey and it's made by Churchill. I believe it's a Canadian contract, but made in Turkey. And it comes with a sling. It's a very good buy for the money. And don't know how it shoots yet. So can't really tell anything about that. But anyway, this is about removing trigger locks. And there you go.